Sometime later in Vierne. You were waiting outside a shop for Florien. As you waited, you talked to a passerby girl. So you don't know much about what happened to Vierne's royal family either. Nah, no one around here does. No one really cares anymore either. It's already been a long time since then. And I guess to correct myself, I did mention before that when the story of the queen that got murdered, I said the murderer died in the next room, which didn't make sense to me, but actually I looked back and actually the murderer died in the same room, not the next room. So that makes more sense, I think, because then we can assume that the queen retaliated at the same time she got lethally wounded, I guess, and they both died in the same room. But still, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna learn more about that. But anyway, because it's still a bit vague, you know? Anyways, it's still crazy that a murder happened, but life just kinda goes on, you know? Well, the less nobles the better, I think. Though, Vierne's royal family was pretty nice and all. Really? I heard that people didn't care about Vierne's royal family. What? Just another one of those dumb rumors. Those rumors probably came from the weird magic barrier over the mansion now. A barrier? Yeah, it doesn't hurt you or anything though. It's strange though, because I heard that barrier magic ran in Vierne's royal bloodline. So maybe someone's still alive? From the royal family? I guess that's how the ghost rumors popped up, huh? Or maybe they're ghosts. I don't know. But well, despite some weirdo rumors, no one's actually died from touching the barrier or going near the house. Well, even if it's an empty mansion, it's trespassing all the same, so no one's tried to do anything about it, despite all the mystery. But it's almost like the barrier is keeping the mansion intact, I think. It's kinda sad how the mansion's all neglected now, though. I've kind of not really said this already, but the queen was a really nice lady. But, you know, soon after her death, Eyes got really into doing his magic tricks, even more than before. Almost like he's cheering the rest of us up after the queen's death. Oh, I see. He seems like a good person. He's a gentleman, for sure. But he still seems kind of distant somehow. I don't know. He's pretty much always smiling, but maybe that's the problem. And I've only ever seen him either in front of his huge audience or all alone. Or, well, trying to dodge his fans at least. He usually hung out around the mansion with the other kids back in the day, though. I think Ice picked up a lot of his manners and even magic tricks from the queen. Ice must miss the queen more than anyone else. Just talking about how just talking about how the nice queen is gone just outlines how horrible other nobles are. Honestly, other nobles nowadays are just greedy trash. Oh, I'm back. We can go now, lady. You quickly covered Florian's mouth. Don't reveal the fact that we're nobles as well. Was he about to say lady? Are you, No, I'm not a noble. Just, a normal adventurer. And this guy here is just a big flirt, so he calls me lady all the time. Flirt? Yeah, that's me. Florien, the flirt. I always ask random girls for their number or something. Do you have phones? You have cell phones in this fantasy world, I guess? Fantasy cell phones? You don't sound very convinced. No, it's true. And I totally objectify women too. For example, Florien stares off into the distance. Do fries come with that shake? I don't get it. Florien. Wow, that is disgusting. And so are you, you misogynist. Sheesh. The girl turns to you with a sympathetic look. You should really ditch a guy like this. Just like, throw him in the garbage can. Good luck, okay? The girl leaves. Oh no. Florien. The misogynist. Meh. Sorry, Florien. No, it's fine. Are there any cliffs around here that I could throw myself off of? Don't do that, Florien. Right. I'll try not to. So anyway, where do you want to go next? Not a cliff, if anything. Huh. Well, to be honest, I really did want to try going to the royal family's mansion. I would normally say yes if it was just some place, but it really might be dangerous there. I know, but this goes beyond just curiosity for me this time. It has to do with a royal family that was completely fine and happy. Until something just happened. Don't you think there's something else behind it all? Yeah, but is finding out really worth the risk? I wish I could agree to it, though. I'm not sure anymore. Of course, I'll stop her from doing anything actually dangerous, but she should be able to decide things on her own. I know it's dangerous, but there are things worth risking despite that, aren't there? But maybe he's right. Maybe this really isn't worth it. Just then, Ice happens to see you from a distance. Oh, hey there, Ciel. Deep in thought, you didn't notice I saw that Florien and Ciel were just thinking to each other. Or does that make sense? Thinking to each other. Or at least deep in thought. Anyway. Is something wrong? It looks like she got into a little disagreement, I think. Ice decides to approach you. Ciel? Oh, Ice. Is everything alright? Oh, well, sure they are. I see. You look a little lost right now. I am. Well, in that case, Ice leans in closer and whispers something to you. Did you want to get away from your friend for a moment? It would probably really freak out Florien, but I shouldn't, even though I actually wouldn't mind that. I see. Well, my dear lady, that is good enough for me. Ice takes your hand in his. Huh? Excuse us, but this miss here said that she wants some time to herself. Oh, well, I did, but... You did? You'll understand, won't you? What? That's... wonderful. We'll be back in a bit then. Stole her away. And so, with a snap of Ice's fingers... Balloons! You and Ice arrived at somewhere else. Wow. What was it that you just did? It wasn't just teleporting magic, was it? Well, It was just one of the many tricks I have up my sleeve. I'm afraid I can't tell you the details. Many other magicians would be extremely upset with me if I did. I apologize for the abruptness of it all, though. You looked like you had something on your mind and wanted to get away. Oh, he noticed. Although, that was just my intuition. That's hardly an excuse for sweeping you away like that. If you want to go back, just head straight down that path and take the second right turn. Don't worry about it, Ice. I don't really get to have a lot of time to myself because of how worried the others are about me. Even though I'll have some apologizing to do when I get back. I appreciate it. Besides, that was actually pretty fun. Really? I'm glad to have helped. I feel bad about leaving so suddenly, though. I wonder if this is really okay. Ice is kinda mysterious, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. Ice is the hot side character, so of course it's okay. He doesn't have a root, so you can't seduce him, unfortunately. I think that's what the developer is trying to say to us. Anyway. Just roll with it. The view from here is pretty great, right? Not a lot of people know about this little place, so you should be able to have some time to think to yourself. I'll leave too if you want me to. Oh no, that's fine. I think it might be nice to talk to someone right now. I see. It will be my pleasure to keep you company then. When I noticed that you were upset earlier, I just couldn't leave it be. Believe it or not, I specialize in making even the grumpiest of children smile once again. Ah, that's sweet. In that case, I'm a child too, huh? Oh, you know what I meant. Yeah, don't worry. But still, I have a lot to learn too. Acknowledging that is the first step, you know. I'm sure you'll do just fine. Yeah. Thanks, Ice. No problem. Now then, it's time for me to do my job as a magician. Oh, do you have to leave for work? No, not right now. But, I didn't make you really smile yet, right? Oh. Now then. Ice clears his throat and straightens himself up. Ladies and gentle. Well, no, there's no gentleman here. Ice bows politely to you. Lady. Sorry, I don't usually mess up like that. This is my first time doing a magic show for just one person. Oh, really? It's strange, but it's a little more embarrassing if it's just for one person. I guess it's because I'm more used to large audiences. For some reason, it's usually gets crowded wherever I go. I know the feeling of needing some time away from it all too. Though I have to say, my little escape with you just now gave me the idea to always disappear dramatically whenever I want to leave. Just like, never mind, no thanks, and snap my fingers and leave in a flamboyant flash. Maybe you should do that the next time you're surrounded like before. Though, you'll probably ruin your reputation. Oh, I don't need anything like that. But alas, I'm a magician, not a comedian. I just realized that we're getting sidetracked too. This would be catastrophic if it were a normal show. Oh, I'm sorry about distracting you. It's not your fault at all. I still have a lot to learn too. Although, This is kind of nice, in its own way. And I was able to make her laugh, too. Now, back to the show. Just then, a feather falls from the sky. Ice catches the feather, surprised. Oh my, it looks like one of the little ones can't fly anymore. Poor thing. Huh? But that's just a feather. Look again, Ciel. Ice sweeps his hand over the feather and makes a bird appear. Wow. Alright, little birdie, off you go. The bird hops around on Ice's shoulder before flying off. Aw, that was so cute. Are you sure you aren't a summoner, Ice? The only thing I summon are smiles. Now then, doing the trick where I cut myself in half would probably upset you, seeing as how just mentioning it scared you, so I'll get to the main event, since we shouldn't keep your friends waiting too long either. Ciel, are you okay with heights? Yes I am. I'm not, me personally. I'm not, but anyway. Great. I'll stop immediately if you don't like it, but for this next act, I'll need your cooperation. And just as importantly, I need you to trust me. Is that okay with you? Do you want to go along with Ice's performance? I mean, we should. But what happens if we don't, actually? Like, do we just say, nah, screw you, Ice, I'm gonna go home, bye? That's obviously the wrong answer. Try again. Okay, developer. Oops. I keep hitting my pop filter in my glasses. Anyway. Well, we have no choice. Gotta trust Ice. Yeah, sure. I'm glad to hear that. This would have been a very uneventful finale otherwise. But since you're alright with it, Ice offers his hand to you. If you accept me. Of course. You hold onto Ice's hand. It's kind of funny how you change between talking normal and your magician character so often. Both are as real as the other, I assure you. Now then, Ciel, follow my lead. And a step. Ice takes a step and starts stepping up on thin air. What? Ice, I don't think I can do that too. Are you sure about that? You probably don't want to hear this, but believe in yourself. What a cliche. At least you know. Or, if you can't do that, believe in me, will you? Come on now, one step at a time. I'll be holding onto your hand the entire way through, as long as you hold on to mine. Oh, lewd hand holding, no. Alright. You try taking a step and you're really floating in the air too. Wow. You're so surprised that you suddenly cling onto Ice's arm. Oh, are you alright? Do you want to go back down? No, I'm fine. I'm just surprised. You didn't even cast a spell or anything. It's really amazing. Oh, I see. Oh, what a relief. I was worried that I went a little too far. But if you're alright with it, would you like to try taking some more steps? Just think about where you want to walk in the air, and you'll be there. You'll get the hang of it in no time. Alright, I'll try. Wow, what a view. Or maybe we shouldn't walk out too far, though. Florien and Anton would lose it if they saw me like this. Really? In that case, we should absolutely find them before this walk is over. Nice. My apologies. I accidentally said that out loud. I think after doing magic shows for so long, I really love surprising people with magic. I see. But in that case, you had better not suddenly let go of my hand or anything. Oh, don't worry. I'm a professional, not a parent teaching their child how to ride a bicycle. Don't worry. I won't let go. After a while, you both went back to ground level. I stood balanced perfectly on top of the railing as he let you down first. Oh, be careful, Ice. Don't fall. Thank you, but I'll be alright. I actually get a lot of practice with standing on branches and the like. Very high dexterity. Really? You remind me of someone else who hangs out in trees a lot? The other guy who has a lot of dexterity, I guess. Oh, I don't hang out in them. You have some interesting friends, don't you? But anyway, after you. Okay. You step back onto the ground, wobbling a bit. Oh. I wonder why my knees are shaking. Don't worry, I've got you. It's normal to be a little shocked after walking through the sky. It's not an everyday thing, for most people. You did great out there. Yeah, thanks, Ice. That was amazing. Do you do this all the time, Ice? I'm usually busy, so not that often. I don't really like attracting too much attention when I'm not performing either, so... I see how walking in the sky all the time might be a problem, and then... But still, I enjoy it very much. And it was especially fun with you joining me today. So, thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. And you are a wonderful magician. But I guess it's about time for me to go back. Hopefully I won't get scolded too much. If you like, I could help you make an exit at another time, but if I do that too often, my face will eventually appear on the wanted poster, I'm sure. Don't worry, you don't have to help me escape. Is teleporting people away a crime? Maybe? Is it like kidnapping? I don't know. In this world of magic, I don't know, like, how exactly the laws are put in place to account for that. Anyway. But I'm still at a loss about what to do, I guess. Actually, what did I say before? Don't worry, you don't have to tell me. Okay. Yeah, anyway. Something else about to do, I guess. I see. If you're alright with telling me, what was it that you were troubled over? I'll listen if you want. Oh, well, I guess it's not super personal or anything. It has to do in part of the royal family's mansion, too. Maybe it'd be good to talk about it with Ice. Yeah, he probably knows a lot. Well, I have something I want to do. It's risky and might not be worth it in the end, but it feels important. And now, I'm not sure if I should do it or not. I see. Well, it's good that you're not rushing into things at least. But despite that, there are times when you have to take risks, I think. You might end up regretting it if you don't. You must have known that already, but the least I can do is reassure you that you aren't necessarily wrong. Yeah? Thanks, Ice. It's nice to talk to someone who isn't losing sleep over my safety for a change. Is that what those companions of yours do? Oh my. Maybe I should try hypnotizing them into getting a good night's sleep. I have a feeling that it wouldn't work on them. I see. They're very dedicated, aren't they? But anyhow, I'm concerned about your safety all the same. If it really is dangerous, I'd have to advise against it too. What was it that you wanted to do? Well, I wanted to try finding out what was behind the mystery of Björn's royal family's mansion. Oh. In that case, forget everything I just said. Don't do it. What? That place is... Is what? Dangerous? Well, no, but... Oh, I mean... Yes. Yes, it is. It's dangerous. Very much so. I'm totally not lying. Don't go there. Suspicious. Is there a reason it is dangerous? Well, the Queen's murderer died too, right? But just what's making the barrier around the royal family's mansion? And why? Who knows? Certainly not me, huh? Oh wait, I know. Ghosts? You know, this would make a good place for like a Phoenix Wright style interrogation, where we just choose some evidence and yell, "Objection!" and we get the truth out of ice. Or something like that. I'm sorry, Ice, but you're not a very good liar. It didn't work, huh? But well, in any case, it's about time for you to go back to your friends, isn't it? Well, changing the topic, huh? If they worry as much as you said they do, they must have hated the fact that I just took you away for a moment. Yeah, it's kind of hard to be independent with them around. I see. Well, even if it's awkward to bring up, you might want to talk about it with them. Good luck, Ciel. Well, thanks again, Ice. And don't worry, I'm used to pushing the whole independence thing. Is that so? Hopefully, I'll get through to them one day then. Well, perhaps I should avoid your friends for the time being, though. If they're really upset at me, they might cut me in half. In an unplanned, non-performance fashion. Huh? I might die. Oh, no, I understood that much. But isn't being an escape artist part of your job or something? No, I'm not much for those escape from certain death tricks. I do magic for happiness, not the life-risking thrill. Besides, if a morbid trick does go wrong, I might end up scaring some poor children for a lifetime. But anyhow, I really do need to get going. All of this and putting on a special show for you was really fun. If you can, feel free to visit me again before you leave Björn. Or if you ever visit Björn again, you know where to go. See you later, Ciel. Yeah, of course I'll visit. Bye, Ice. Until we meet again, then. Ice leaves. Until we meet again. At the royal family's mansion, at least. Sorry, Florien, but I still want to check something before I go back. And sometime later, somewhere else in Björn. After he left you, Ice did his work as usual and walked through town again afterwards. It's been some time since I left Ciel already. The way back wasn't difficult, but I hope she was able to find her way alright. Huh? Florien? Ciel isn't with you? I thought she was with you. But it's already been a while since then. Don't tell me I have somewhere to be. I don't. Oh. What are you saying? Don't look so dejected. Ciel cares very much about you, you know. I know. But there's only one of me, and it's either wait for her to come back here or look for her. And we might miss each other in the process, so I'm sure you can see my problem. Of course, I care about her too, but... Wait, why am I telling you this? What are you, my counselor? I wouldn't mind. But anyhow, on a serious note, Ciel will be fine, I swear it. So you know where she is? Well, I have an idea. Yeah, I do too. After searching and asking around, you located the royal family's mansion. As expected of 6 years of negligence, the mansion looks gloomy and the yard is overgrown. Oh, this is it, huh? You walked around the perimeter of the mansion and got to a large tree near a tower hidden by different buildings. This tree has a big branch that reaches into the yard beyond the mansion's fence. And right next to it is a window of the mansion's tower. Now this should be it. A spot so hidden that you wouldn't be able to see light coming through the mansion room. Alright, let's remember what I read about barriers. Let's use all those years of reading while being shut in Amarin to use. Let's see. Assuming that it's a standard barrier without any different properties, barriers are in a uniform shape are more difficult to maintain. In that case, you either have to be very skilled, make the barrier an easier shape, or have a hole where you would have bended the barrier. I bet someone is living in the royal family's mansion. In that case, raising and lowering the barrier every time you pass through would be risky. Someone could happen to get in when you lower the barrier, and then they wouldn't be able to leave until you did. But this tree doesn't have any lower branches that normal people could easily climb on. Normal people, huh? Yvonne? Yvonne, I need your gracious and benevolent help. And also the presence of someone as handsome as you. Yvonne appears! He has a leaf in his hair, but he doesn't seem to notice. What a coincidence. Yo, princess. You called? Well, you said handsome, so obviously you were referring to me. Sorry for not arriving earlier. I was busy for a second. I was helping some guy catch his cabbages. It was intense stuff. Haha, gotcha. I'm surprised that you actually appeared, though. Oh, don't underestimate me, princess. If anything, feel free to overestimate me. But not too much pressure, alright? Yeah, alright. So, you decided to look into the mystery of Viern's royal family after all, huh? I see you ditched your knights too. Only for now. Just in case they would have stopped me. But now that I have a better idea of what this is all about, I'm going to take the risk this time. I see. Well, that's great, princess. I'm happy for you and you're assertive about your own life like this. And the next time anyone tries to hold you down, just tell them to go I'm not gonna go curse anyone out, Yvonne. You guys are worried about me for good reason. I'm not just gonna run into danger just because I feel like it either. It's just that this time, I'm sure that it's not dangerous. Is it certainty? Or just a feeling? It's a feeling of certainty. Got it, princess. Alright, let me boost you up then. That's what you wanted me to do, right? Yeah, thanks. Gotcha. But, try not to step on the merchandise, alright? The face, in this case. Right. Usually, I'm talking about the entire package, because I mean, look at me. But I'll give you a special discount. Is it just me, or are you more narcissistic today? Yeah, I've been feeling in this chapter, Yvonne is just so much more sassy. Nah, I'm just more open about conveying my narcissism today. Alright. Yvonne helps you get onto a high branch of the tree. There's a mark on the branch that looks like it's been made from continuous wear. Judging from the size and shape. From someone always stepping back and forth between here and the mansion, huh? Are you okay up there by yourself, princess? You aren't afraid of heights, are you? Someone else said that too, to us. No, not at all. Well, especially not after today. Thanks, Yvonne, and see you later. Of course, later, princess. You found the break in the barrier and passed on through. Well, good luck, princess. At least, I'm the one person around here who believes in you. But what about you two? You heard all that development monologue too, right? Florien and Anton? Well... I'm glad that Lady Ciel is the person she is. What? Great. Now I look like the backwards one for not saying anything. I guess I'm just too worried about her. Yeah, you freaking misogynist. Can you leave? Don't you have some cabbages to catch? Look, being a cabbage catch kid isn't my day job, you know. Right, it's being a stalker. Oh, finally they say it, because I've been saying it this whole time that Yvonne is totally a stalker. Ah, hey. The branch of the tree led almost directly to an open window. And through there, this room is. You take a look around the room. It's very neat, and has a warm feeling to it. There isn't any dust in here. On the table, you notice a very familiar bronze flower-shaped collar pin. It looks just like the one Ice has, except this one's made out of metal. It looks important. You hear someone approaching the room from the hallway. You take a deep breath as the door opens. And it's Ice. You're here after all, huh? By now, this might be a silly question, but what are you doing here? Well, what about you? Well, we all know that I'm bad at lying at this point. I don't like doing it either. Ciel, I like you. I really do. Wait, do I have a root after all? And I want to keep on being friends with you too. Oh, we got friend-zoned. So please, pretend that you didn't see me here. I can't do that, Ice. you have something that's weighing you down, right? And it's something that you've kept to yourself all this time. Yeah, maybe I'm being too dramatic over this. It's not like I'm actually a ghost, or a monster, or a murderer? Wait a minute, are you, do you have something to do with the queen getting murdered, Ice? Well, Ice, I can't do anything amazing like your magic, but you heard me out when I was down, so let me cheer you up too. Prince Ice? Nani? Huh, you figured it out, huh? So you really are. Well, trying to deny it now would be really awkward, even for me. Yeah, I was thinking he was somehow related to the royal family. I guess he's specifically the prince. And it looks like I can't deceive you either. Ice prepares himself to tell you the truth. As you guessed, I'm Ice, the only child of Yern's last queen. Now, everyone thinks that the queen was the only living member of the royal family, though. Yes, that's what I and a few other people led them to believe. I wish it was true, though. My mother raised me not as a prince, but just as a normal child. She kept the fact that I was her son a secret, and no one else besides her close friends knew. Well, that's just like what my dad did. My mother didn't want me to have to live the role the prince set out for me. She pretended to have lost her own child during birth just for that. And after her death, I didn't want to be prince either. If I revealed that I was actually Vjern's prince, everyone would have treated me differently, even if only subconsciously. It's something that I don't want, no matter what. It doesn't have to do with the expectations in my case. The queen didn't have to be a governor anyway, but I just want people to look at me for being Ice, not anything else. I see. In that case, well, I'm sorry for calling you Prince Ice. Well, don't worry about it. It's kind of funny. I think you're the first person to call me Prince in my entire life. Well, besides some of my fans who call me their Prince. Sometimes I get a little paranoid that they've caught on, but, well, maybe they wouldn't care either way by now. But even if I've thrown away the Prince title, this place is still important to me. It's the only place I have any memories of my mother. Good ones and bad ones. I see. His mother was murdered here after all. He's kept on living in a place where something so terrible happened to him. Hey, Ciel. Yeah, Ice? You're already the first person I've talked about this with. And, would it be okay with you if I talked about myself a little more? Ice? Oh, you don't have to stay and listen if you don't want to. I wasn't planning on talking about it with anyone else in the first place. If you don't want to listen, it'll just be normal. No, don't say that, Ice. Of course I'll listen. I see. Thank you, Ciel. What I wanted to talk about is the man who killed my mother, and what led up to that point. I've had 6 years for it to sink in, but I haven't really talked to anyone about it. And I have regrets about it every day. It's always just, what if? And I hate thinking like that too. So, I see. It's okay, Ice. If you trust me, I'll hear you out. Of course. That airwalk trick doesn't work unless we both believe in each other, you know? And that was just one of the many tricks that my mother taught me. At least before. This started 12 years ago. I was only 12 years old at the time too. So what, you're 24? Right? 24? Ice, don't worry. It took a while for things to actually happen. But by the time it ended, I was already 18. Back then, there was a noble who approached my mother. My mother was acquaintances with this noble, but he suddenly began to try to get close to her. And as I told you when we first met, he was just trying to use her to gain power. My mother noticed this right away, but she believed that he could change. Oh boy, that's the beginning of every kind of abusive relationship, you know? Taking responsibility and trying to change someone else. You shouldn't do that, you know. People need to change for themselves and if they want to, not because you have a responsibility for them, you know. Anyway. She trusted that he could. Ice. I've never seen him with an expression before. That man actually did help out Viren in some ways, but he never changed his real intentions. And so, he was able to rise up in the ranks. She said that even if he hadn't changed, his contributions were real. And that he deserved to be rewarded for at least that much. But then, he began to lose patience. After the many years, he tried to pressure my mother into marrying him. And if that happened, he planned to reassert power as a king and an attempt to change the entire system. And that was when my mother finally decided that there was truly no hope for him. That day, she dismissed him from his political duties. I still remember her words. A governor has to work for the good of the people, not for themselves. I see. No wonder why so many people like the Queen. She must have been sincere about governing fairly. Kind of like who, Ciel? Your father? But that man couldn't accept that result. 6 years of pretending to be friendly with my mother and having to actually work finally snapped in him. If someone as well liked as my mother denounced him, his reputation would be nearly unrecoverable after all. And so, before she sent out a word of his dismissal, that man tried to kill my mother. And he did. What an asshole. Ice touches his scar. And I'm the one who took revenge for my mother. Oh, okay. That makes sense. At the very least, some of my mother's close friends were in the mansion at the time, unbeknownst to that man. They took care of the stories afterwards, and here we are now. I wasn't alone through all of it, but at the same time, it's just not the same anymore. Oh, Ice. You hold on to Ice's hand. Thank you, Ciel. Well, that's all of it. It's such a weird feeling now. I feel lighter and heavier at the same time. Yeah, talking it out does that to you. Yeah. I appreciate you hearing my story out. I mean, I guess revenge killing is justified, but, you know, technically, in real life, you're kind of not allowed to just murder someone for revenge. It's kind of against the law, but I guess we'll let it slide in this fantasy world that I don't know the rules for. I guess maybe revenge is legal. I don't know. And well, considering the fact that Ice is a noble, I guess they make the rules, which when you think about it is kind of hypocritical. But anyway, I appreciate you hearing my story out. It's not like all my regrets are gone, but it's a step. And we all know how important those are. Yes, we do. But well, I still have one question about what happened. I wonder what that man was doing here in Vierne. What do you mean? Well, that noble wasn't from Vierne. He was a strange man. He always muttered something about fake kings, but then laughed about how he was gonna become king. He was apparently a remnant of another royal family then, and came here for some reason. I believe his home kingdom was called Amarin? Dun dun dun! You let go of Ice's hand. Ciel, are you okay? Yeah, that noble was from Amarin's royal family? And he came to Vierne 12 years ago. By then, my dad was already king. But that means that noble came to Vierne because my dad took away the power of the royal family. What's wrong, Ciel? Oh, well, I mean, I guess in a way it's Ciel's fault. Well, no, indirectly, Ciel's dad fault, and I guess Ciel's feeling guilty about that, sort of. I don't know. Still an asshole though. I guess the former king of Amarin. Anyway, I should tell Ice the truth, even if it might change things for the worse. It's the right thing to do. If Ice blames your father for what happened to him, you might be in danger. So now you have to choose. You can either tell Ice the truth one-on-one, or just in case, you can have someone else with you. What will you do? Again, a very similar choice as before. I mean, generally, you should be honest to people, even if it makes you look bad. And I don't think Ice will blame Ciel for that. It's your father, not you, personally. I don't know. But I wonder, well, I wonder what happens when I pick Don't Trust again. Will the developer scold me again? Or will it just be the where I just bring in like a Florien or something? Sorry, Ice. I'll tell you in a moment. But could one of my friends come here first? Sure, that's fine. It doesn't matter who visits this mansion at this point. Now that you've found out the secret of the royal family's mansion, I don't want to keep this up anymore. If even one person figures out the magician's trick, it's a bust, you know? I guess I'll finally be leaving this mansion for good. Well, let's greet your friends at the front door then. You met up with the others and explained the situation to them, and how you needed to tell Ice the truth. And so, just a bit later, you asked Florien to accompany you as you talked to Ice. So Florien and Anton were there when I talked to Yvonne earlier, huh? And now... Hey, are you okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. But in any case, it's time for me to tell Ice the truth. Ice, I'm the Princess of Amarin. What? I'm not actually a part of the royal family, though. My dad, the current king, was a normal person until the last king passed the role on to him. And my dad knew how corrupt the rest of the royal family was, and so he took away their power. So, the reason that your mother's murderer came to Vierne in the first place was because of my family. Your mother would probably be still alive now if that didn't happen. I see. So you were royalty all along too, Ciel. It's funny how we were both hiding that, isn't it? I guess coincidences like this really do happen. Or it was written this way. Anyway, well, that solves the mystery then. Thank you, Ciel. I think all my questions are at rest now. What? That's all you have to say? You don't have a grudge against the Amren's royal family? Or even the current royal one? Ciel, you don't hate me? Ciel. So, that's why she called for her friend. But that just makes sense. He was very brave to tell me the truth. You know, Ciel, when I do my magic tricks, I'm always at my happiest. Even if I was in a bad mood, doing these little tricks cheers me up somehow. But even more than that, I love showing magic to others and seeing their faces light up and with surprise and joy. And after a while, I realized something. In that moment, it doesn't matter if that person and I would have hated each other on a personal level. Just exchange your smiles with everyone else and knowing that you made someone's day better. That's enough for me. A little dramatic of a sentiment for magic tricks, right? It might be hard to understand, since these are just tricks to everyone else. But the time and work I've spent on them is real. And the happiness it brings me and others is real. And so, what I'm trying to say is, holding grudges, it just isn't for me. Besides, you and your family didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't make sense to blame you. And according to what you said, if your father had allowed Amren's corrupt royal family to keep their power, they surely would have hurt many people. And I can't stand it when others abuse their power like that. Nice. He's right. And before this, I almost forgot that Dad isn't a bad person. Well, I wonder if it's sort of a butterfly effect, actually. Would you hate corrupt nobles like that? You know, people who abuse power, if it weren't for the fact that the asshole king from Amren, or the former king, I guess, came to Vierne, and, you know, all the stuff that happened between the king, not the king, the queen, and the former king and stuff. That's what made you hate people who abuse power. Ice. But if that didn't happen, would you feel the same way? You wouldn't become the person that you are now. You know? Anyway. Well, Ciel, I'm not a prince, but I have that same compassion that my mother had. And it's something that everyone else should have too, no matter who you are. I'm just trying to share that through my magic tricks. And also I don't want to hurt anyone ever again. Everything that happened in the past is, well, a thing of the past. And I like who I am right now. That's what's really important, I think. That's all. Oh, ice. Oh, Ciel, don't cry. It's just about me. There isn't anything to be sad about anymore. Come on. I like seeing you happy. But... Yeah, I understand. There are just times when you need to be sad too. Maybe now is one of those times. All this time, you must have had your mind on how things changed for you as a princess too. There isn't any magic trick I can do right now to cheer you up, is there? You shake your head. I see. And that's fine too. Alright then. In that case, pardon me for a moment. Ice pulls you into a gentle hug. How does Florien feel about this? There. As Ice lends you his shoulder, he pats you on the back. Thank you, Ciel. But I guess it's just a friendly hug. It's nothing, like, romantic, I think. You know. I'm glad you told me this. It must have been scary. But... while Ice comforted you, you shot a judgmental look at Florien. That look. It says, I know there's centers around me, but maybe you should have stepped in to comfort her, you know? He looks guilty now. I guess you got my message. Sheesh. I can't believe that Ciel's guy is this awkward. I'm completely fine with comforting her, especially right now, but seriously, step it up, Florien. Florien has very little lines. I wonder, I don't know, I guess that choice we had before, I wonder if it changes or anything, or is it just like we have Florien there, just standing there awkwardly, listening to everything. I don't know. And so, things finally calmed down, and the mystery behind Viren's royal family concluded. Then, sometime later, back at the inn,